Hello, I'm VX Toycat and welcome back to another video. You might not recall this, but back in TU14 they actually introduced the very first rideable and tameable mob into the game by giving us the carrot on the stick. This meant that the pick of the saddle, which had been in the game for quite a while, could actually be controlled for the first time. It gave us a form of transport, which meant that we didn't need rails and we could go anywhere we wanted without having to walk and actually control the stick ourselves. It was pretty cool, and for a full update it was kind of nice. But of course you probably know that in TU19 they introduced the horses, and that kind of overshadowed the pig with a saddle a little bit. People just entirely switched to that instead, and I wanted to kind of discover in today's video whether that is the right thing to do. Compare the horse and the pig across a variety of attributes and let you know which is better for which specific situation. So please do like the video if you do like it. It helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you want to see more videos like this on my channel, and let's get straight into it, shall we? So let's start by just quickly explaining that I wanted a bit more of an underdog story, and although it's not entirely the underdog story for the pig on the saddle, it does still have some use, so just bear with me for these first ones, because the first kind of thing I figured I'd compare them by is how easily you can get them. So this is the key part of them, because getting a horse is actually quite a bit of effort. You have to go to a plains biome, you have to find a horse, you have to sit on him a few times, and then you have to find a saddle, put that on him, and then boom, you can ride your horse around, do that sort of thing. However, the pig is actually similar levels of effort, if not slightly more, because you might think it's easier just to get a fishing rod with a carrot on the end, but in reality, making a fishing rod then getting a carrot, which can only be found in villages or killing zombies and stuff, is actually quite a bit more challenging than just sitting on a horse over and over again. So I'm gonna have to say it's slightly harder to tame a pig, but the big advantage of the pig is you do not need to actually have access to a you don't need access to a plains biome to do so, because the only biome that will spawn horses is plains biome, but that is not true for pigs at all. So pigs are slightly easier to get in that they can be found in more biomes, but horses are slightly faster to tame, so I'll give them both a point as far as how easy they are to use, which I think the pig deserves this point there. So let's move next on to speed, and for reference here, 1 meter is 1 block, and the base character, so whatever you are, you're in at 4.3 meters a second or 5.6 meters a second when sprinting. So sprinting is 5.6, running is actually 4.3. So not that big an increase in sprinting, but just bear that in mind for these numbers, because when you are riding a horse, the horse has a lot of variance depending on the exact horse you have, but the horse can vary anywhere from 5 meters, or 5 and a bit meters, to actually 14.5 meters when you're riding it. So this means it'll run a little bit faster, even in the worst case scenario, or it can run much, much faster than the player. So even, let's just take a reasonably slow horse here, you can see the speed we're getting is actually pretty crazy. Did the pig go missing? Where's the pig gone? But yeah, you can even see right here that even with a reasonably slow horse, you still go pretty fast compared to the character, even while sprinting. So that's just something to bear in mind as we go to the pig's numbers, which aren't quite so great. I think we'll just get another pig, because basically the pig, like I said, it's not as quite great because it runs at 4 meters a second. That's slightly slower than walking speed, but it has the very nice thing that it can actually have a second speed mode, which is when you give it a little bit of carrot and it runs a lot faster. This takes its acceleration from going up to 4 meters a second to up to 8 meters a second, which admittedly is still slower than quite a few horses, but it means there's access to 2 speeds, and because all the speeds are the same, having a carrot on a stick race with a pig is slightly more fair, and also, being able to control your speed is something that's nice here. If you want to cruise, you can cruise, and if you want to start going faster, give the pig a carrot. So that's something you can entirely do. Although, it's nice being able to control the speed, and it's nice having a little bit of equality on the speeds, I think the horse is going to have the point, because in a speed contest, the horses can just straight up go faster. Up to 14.5 meters in the best case scenario is just insane speed. That means you can travel so fast, 3 times faster than the character, versus 2 times faster, and you're wasting your carrots on the stick. So yeah, 1 point for the horse here, and let's move next onto jump height. So the pig doesn't have directly a jump built in, but if you use the carrot on a stick and you take it towards some staircases, like the horse is doing right now for some reason, you can actually get the pig to climb staircases like this. So he's having problems right here, but I'll just go over to there to prove a point, because maybe it's the horse holding him down. But if I go over to here, for instance, you can see that the pig can in fact climb single block distances or half slabs, and it does it automatically, which is kind of nice, but there's no jump block. So jump height of the pig is 1 block up, which is, that's what the player can jump, so there's that at least. Whereas the horse, again, gonna trump it a bit, the very worst case scenario in a horse, if you get the very worst humanly possible case scenario on a horse, you can jump 1.5 blocks, which is 1 block and a half slab all over a fence. However, if you get a good horse or even an average horse, it can jump anywhere up to 5.5 blocks tall. So that's up to there in one jump. This horse can't quite jump there, but it can jump very close because it's a very good jumping horse. And you can see this can jump some insane walls like that. There's definitely some advantages to the horse. So yeah, the horse has the jump height battle, just kind of 1. 5.5 blocks is a lot better than 1. I mean, it doesn't really take a genius to see that. So that's another point in the horse column, unfortunately. And the next one, we're going to kind of be pounding on, just piling it on the pig here. Because as you can see in the bottom right there, the pig actually has 5 hearts, or 10 health points. Whereas a horse, although it is variable, have anywhere from 7.5 hearts, or 15 horse points. Let's start calling them that, horse points. But to actually 29 or 30. As you can see, I've got one with 29 here, and you can get up to 30 health points, which is 1.5 times the character, whereas pigs are stuck on 5. So again, they've got consistency down, but they haven't really got the numbers down. They're between a third and half as bad as a regular horse, so that's not too excellent. Also, I found the other pig. Hello there. I would go ride you again, but I've got one over here. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is storage, where the base horse itself, the one we've been talking about, doesn't actually have any storage itself. Neither does the pig. As much as I'd love to put a chest in them, you can't. Yeah, I will say the horse, you can in theory get a mule, but you have to sacrifice speed. So the horse gets half a point here because, you can either have a donkey or a mule, which loses a lot of speed, and the pig really can't have either of those. You can put it in a minecart and then have a minecart with a chest following you, but I think the minecart with a chest trumps both these formats when it comes to storage. So, yeah, not really many points going around here. No storage allowed except with mules or donkeys. So, finally, this is the area where the pig can shine. He's won none of these confrontations, and you might be wondering, Toy Cat, are you just making this video to be mean to the pig? But no. This is where the pig has its time to shine, because the size of a horse is massive and annoying. The size of a horse is, I think it's like 2 blocks tall, 1.75 blocks wide, and it means that you can't effectively fit in 1 block gaps like this. You just, look at that, like I'm trying to go through, but I just go up the top. And it also means if there's a 2 block thing, your horse will start to choke and just go crazy. Like, let me just go, for instance, do I have any 2 block things around here? Let's go on to here, for instance. You can see you get choked up, and that's really bad. You don't want to do that as a rider. This is where the pig is the savior. If you have a lot of mazes or anything like that, where you don't want to have a 2x3 gap just to let your horse through, this is where the pig is excellent, because the pig can fit through a... Oh, wait, let's get the carrot and stick out. The pig, as you'll see here, can actually fit on a one block gap like this, so you can fit it through here, which is pretty excellent because it's just 1 block by 1 block by 1 block wide, and it even means while you're sitting on it, you can go in a 1.5 block gap like this and not choke up. So you can see I'm just going right through it right there, no problems whatsoever. So that's oh, this is turned into a regular fishing rod. But yeah, that's why to me, the pig it has some advantage over the horse. If you want to have a controllable speed, if you want to have consistency, so if you're doing races, and if you want to have the ability to actually fit through gaps and not like choke death, because the number of times a horse has done that, it's done that in UHCs and literally turned the thing around for me. It's really annoying. Whereas this pig, he knows what he's doing. He can go pretty fast, combine him with a speed potion, and he can even go at speeds, like up to 12 meters a second. So let's do that right here. And yeah, just the insane speed you can get with a pig, which isn't as good as a horse, is still pretty good. I mean, if you're willing to feed him a lot of carrots, it's still pretty good. And then he can fit through the gaps, and then he can just not get hit by things and die. So yeah, even though the pig is massively underwinning this score, I think the pig still does have a lot of use in the game. And I reckon don't just write off the pig as being useless. He's just almost useless. So that's the tagline for today's video. Pigs are almost useless, not entirely useless. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.